What is a market cycle? Look at a price chart, and at first it can seem like pure chaos. A jagged, restless line that refuses to sit still. But step back, soften your focus, and something quietly emerges. Underneath the noise, the price rises and falls, and then rises and falls again, in a rhythm you can almost trace with your finger. That rhythm has a name. We call it a market cycle, in plain terms. A market cycle is a repeating rise and fall in price that shows up often enough, and regularly enough, that we can actually measure it. Now here is the single most important idea in this whole video, and it is the one almost everyone gets wrong. A market cycle is not a crystal ball. It does not tell you what price will do tomorrow. Cycles are not really about prediction at all. They are about structure. Think of pilot looking at the instruments. Those dials do not predict the weather. They simply tell the pilot where they are right now and which way they are heading. A market cycle does the very same thing. It tells you where price is within a repeating pattern, not where it is guaranteed to go next. Hold on to that one distinction, and everything else becomes clearer. But we have to be careful because the human mind is a pattern-making machine. We see faces in clouds and shapes in random noise all the time. So before we trust a cycle, it has to earn that trust. In our framework, a wiggle on the chart only counts as a real cycle when it passes 3 tests. First, it shows up as a clear peak when we break the price into its underlying frequencies. Second, it survives a statistical significance test, which checks how likely that pattern could have appeared by pure chance. And third, it has repeated across many instances, not just once. Pass all 3 and we treat it as genuine structure. Fail them and it was very likely just noise wearing a costume. So where do these cycles actually come from? A market is just people making decisions on very different clocks. Some are trading minute to minute, others are holding for days or weeks, others still are investing across months and years. Each of these groups pushes and pulls on price at its own pace. When their buying and selling lines up, the move accelerates. When it pulls in opposite directions, the move stalls. And here is the beautiful part. This creates cycles nested inside cycles. A short rhythm riding on top of a slower one, riding on top of a slower one still. Waves within waves, just like the ocean. Once you can see a cycle, you can locate yourself inside it. Every cycle moves through 4 phases in the same order again and again. It rises off a low, it reaches a peak, it falls away from that peak, and it bottoms out ready to begin again. Rising, peaking, falling, bottoming. Knowing which of those 4 phases you are standing in is the real, practical value of cycle analysis, not a prediction, an orientation. And remember, this is a tendency to repeat, never a promise. A cycle can run long, run short, or be knocked off course by genuine surprise. So how do we measure all of this instead of just eyeballing it? It comes down to 4 steps. First, we detrend. We strip out the broad up or down drift, so we are studying the rhythm, not the slope. Second, we run a spectral analysis, which decomposes the price into the individual frequencies hiding inside it. Third, we validate. We keep only the cycles whose significance score clears 50%. The level where the test judges a cycle, more likely real than random. And fourth, we combine those surviving cycles into a single composite wave, and project it gently forward, so you can see their combined rhythm at a glance. So what is a market cycle? It is a repeating rise and fall in price, real enough to measure and honest enough to admit it's a tendency, not a guarantee. It will not tell you the future, but it will tell you where you are standing in the pattern, and that on its own is a quieter and steadier way to read a chart. You can run a free cycle analysis on your own chart right now at fractalcycles.com. Upload your data or pull it straight from the market. And watch the hidden rhythm step out of the noise.